listeners and viewers, especially today. Things have been kind of kicking off. Things have been moving. Things have been changing, and I love it. So all new subscribers and all new followers, I appreciate it. Stick around. We got a ton of good episodes coming up, and we're not stopping this boxing train. We're back to boxing, and I kind of love it because for so long I wasn't able to get boxers. MMA guys just seem to drift towards us a little easier, and now it's like I'm telling you, I'm changing the name. It's gonna be It's gonna be Ringside. It's not gonna be Cageside. Please subscribe. Hit the alert little button, the bell, because otherwise you don't know that we have this episode this week and when it goes live. It's important. I hate doing this. I say it every time, but it's out of the way now. You can carry on with your lives, and we're here on the show. It's an awesome family show today. We have baby today.
Yes,
we have a baby in studio today.
Yo, you introducing yourself, yeah.
And as much as we care more about the baby than our guest, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the guest. Nahir, Nahir, correct?
Yeah, Nahir. Yep.
I like to call you Woo though. So to all those people out there, the man is a boxer. You might have seen him recently on Triller. Was that the last fight that you were on?
That was my last fight.
How was that experience?
Man,
it's a whole different thing.
It was so real because like, you know what I mean, coming from like nothing as a kid, just working hard, and grinding every day to being on pay-per-view, it just was like, wow, like I don't know, I don't even got words to describe it. It was just a crazy feeling.
Did you feel like it's not only just pay-per-view, but it's like it's a very popular new platform and new whole thing that they're doing, so it's got a lot of eyeballs on it. Did you feel like I've kind of made it a little bit?
For sure. I feel like that opened a lot of doors. Like my next fight is probably gonna be something huge. So yeah.
And you had. Why don't we talk about the baby since people that just don't wonder why you brought in a baby. Yeah. This is your daughter.
It's my daughter. She's 11 months. She turns 1 year old New Year's Eve. Being a father for me is, man, it's amazing. I love it. I love it. It pushes me to be a better person every day.
Are you a single dad at this point?
Yeah, I'm a single dad.
How's that treating you?
It's hard, man. It's hard. Definitely around holiday season, I'd be ready to cry. But I know God got me. You know, what's meant to be is what's meant to be. So.
Well, the important part is that you obviously care. You're a good dad, and you're loving being a dad. Yeah. And that's all you need to do, man. Right. Everything else that's hard. It's Listen, I have a wife and 2 kids, and she doesn't make it any easier. She's not watching. She doesn't watch the show, so I can say whatever I want. It's hard no matter what. Like, it's hard. My point is, it's hard with a wife and a huge family. I'm sure it's harder, but it's also hard without that situation.
All right, you make me feel a little better. Bro.
It is, and it doesn't get any easier. And you know how many restaurants I had to take my kid out of because they were screaming nonstop? It's just part of it, man. But anyway, I appreciate you coming on
for sure
with baby duty because you're taking out important time out of your day to be here.
Yeah.
So where did you start? Where did you grow up, and like when did you start boxing?
I grew up in Philly and New Jersey. Like I moved around like my whole childhood. Yeah. Like I had a pretty like rough childhood. We moved around. I have 8 siblings. Man,
oh damn.
Yeah, like we was like in apartments, 2-bedroom apartments, all fitting in there. So yeah, it was pretty rough growing up. But my dad was a pro fighter. My dad and my uncle. So if it was, I was born into boxing.
Yeah.
And
they were Philly boxers.
Yeah, he was 1-0, and my uncle was like 2-1, I believe.
Where were they fighting out of? Like what
North
gym?
Philly.
North Philly.
Yeah, there's boxing out of North Philly.
Okay.
And yeah, so
you know what we can do? I was wondering if we can swing that mic over so you can play with that pole. I mean, unless you oppose to it. That's fine.
Yeah, she could do that.
But this, which is meant for the other guest, doesn't have a mic on it. All right. It might be entertaining for her.
Right.
You want to grab it? Just saying. You can put your stuffed animal on it.
Shoot, she can even crawl around because there's nothing on it.
Man, this is your house. Let her go. There's nothing dangerous, I don't think.
It's baby proof.
It is not baby proof. It's not even adult proof. But listen, she can't damage anything. We're good. And if she does, I will hunt you down. I love it. Anyway, So your dad's and your uncle boxers out of Philly. So you grew up seeing that. You're at that point kind of enamored by it. You kind of are a little bit in love with the sport because it's in your family. You see it.
Yeah. So I took it up, and I always had a passion for it. Like, I used to box my older sisters. They used to beat me up.
Really?
Yes. They used to beat me up like every other day, until one day I hit her.
You shouldn't have hit her.
I don't condone fighting your sisters, everybody out there.
It's your sister, that's fine.
But, I hit my one sister with a body shot. I said, oh, yeah, I'm the champ now. So it built my confidence. I said, I'm going to go to the gym. And I followed my older brother into the gym at probably 14. Yeah. I never looked back. Yeah. I started off in New Jersey, though, Sicklerville, New Jersey.
So your brother also boxes? or
I have two brothers.
Okay.
And
they box, though, or no?
Yeah. My older brother, he stopped boxing. But, that's who, I followed him into the gym.
Right.
And my little brother, he's actually pro. He's 2-0. Well, he's 3-0 now.
Why didn't you bring him?
I know.
Should have been a family event.
Yeah, could have.
You know what I mean?
It could have.
He wants all the attention.
No,
he wants all the shine. This is very. If you're watching, bro, Woo wants it all. He doesn't think you deserve it yet.
Nah, he's training for a fight right now.
Okay,
he fight on Saturday.
All right. So he's probably not very. He's probably hangry right now. Not a little happy. He's probably cutting weight. All that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good excuse. He makes it.
And I have a cousin who boxes too. He's pro.
So is your I know you said you had it rough growing up, but is your family tight? Like everybody gets along?
Yeah, we definitely tight. So definitely family oriented a lot.
So it's boxing. Like you guys get together to watch fights a lot. Are you guys always talking boxing?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what my family is, but we don't box. But we always just talk about for whatever reason. Yeah. So you start boxing in Jersey, in Sicklerville?
Yeah, Sicklerville.
How does your amateur career go?
My amateur career, I didn't really excel in amateurs. Like the amateurs was I would win one, lose one, win 3, lose 1, win 4, lose 2.
Yeah.
And then I just start winning, but I never won a national title.
Okay.
But
why was that? Because you were still kind of just figuring out who you were as a fighter, or you didn't take it too serious, or it was just what it was?
Honestly, I feel one, I didn't have the funds to go out to the nationals like every other fighter.
Okay.
And things like that. And I would just get bad breaks.
Yeah.
I would get robbed in big fights because of politics and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just.
And then at what age do you decide to go pro?
At 19, 20.
Okay.
20.
And what was the reason behind turning pro? I know Ray was on the show and he was talking about I was getting hit a lot and I was getting concussed, and then I was wondering why I was doing it for free. Was that kind of the same vibe, or was it different?
Nah, like I told you, I was getting bad breaks, so I'm fighting my heart out, and they kept giving the decision to the other person. I'm like, are you serious? So I was like, I'm done with the amateurs at this point. I'm like, the pros, I'm gonna do my thing. It's gonna be different. I'm gonna knock people out.
And why is that? Because of the rules in amateur boxing?
Yeah, because amateur boxing is it's more so points, and
right. You're not looking for the
style.
knockout.
Yeah, my style is not fit for that.
Are you a heavy-handed fighter in your opinion?
Yeah. And I place my shots.
Okay.
So
you're deciding, all right, amateur boxing is done. The politics of it are too much. Is it more than professional? I feel like professional boxing also has a ton of politic issues.
It does. I ran into that. We're gonna get into that. But
please.
I ran into that my first fight.
Tell me, break it down for me. First, I know nothing about. Talk to me like I've never heard this stuff.
All right, so the politics and amateur ran me to the pros. So I'm like, okay, it's a fresh start. Boom. I'm training hard. I'm young, hungry, but I don't know the business side of the pros. So I'm just willing to fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, not knowing anything about the pros.
Right.
And so I accepted a fight, and on a 10-day notice, and 2 weight classes higher than mine, and the guy hometown who was a Golden Glove champion.
You weren't kidding when you said I'll take anything.
Yeah, I'm just I just want to fight.
You're I fought a heavyweight in Russia.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just was young, hungry, not thinking.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring this to you a little closer.
Not thinking. So I just go. I go to the fight, and where is it? Connecticut.
Okay.
Go to the guy hometown. It was a good fight, close fight, but I won that fight.
Yeah.
And they gave it to him.
Your first fight out the gate.
First fight out the gate, and I'm like, bro, like I dedicated everything to boxing. Like I even dropped out of high school. Like I dropped out of high school to pursue my boxing like full time. And so yeah, I lose my first fight. I'm like, dang. So the car ride home was the worst. I'm just sad. I had plenty of time to think. That was a long ride. That was a long ride.
I always wonder about those rides,
bro.
We've been around plenty of fighters that lose and then they limp out and then they're like, I won't say his name, but and I don't mean to take away from your story, but you know, I went like I don't know what to say. I was kind of like, dude, you know, it's all good. And then I'm like, oh, so you got an hour drive? He's like, yeah. I'm like, so who are you going with? He's like, no, I got to drive myself. And I'm like, and it's my birthday. I'm like, oh no, man. That's a terrible hour drive.
Definitely.
So anyway, so you were driving back home and you were sad.
Yeah, so I was driving back. I'm sad, very heartbroken, and yeah, it was a long ride. So then I got my head out the dirt. Probably I want to say after like 3 days. It took me like 3 days because I'm like, I know my talent. I know what God put in my heart. I know what God told me. God told me I'm gonna be world champ. He told me I'm gonna be successful, and so I'm like, all right, that ain't nothing. I go back to the gym, working hard. And my team at the time, this one I'm in Philly now. My team at the time, they kept offering weird fights, like just bad fights, like pick who you want to fight out the Olympics. Oh. Bro, I just lost my debut to somebody I shouldn't have fought already, and you talking about the Olympics? Pick somebody out the Olympics. I'm like, all right, we give him another chance. I'm like, look, I don't want these kind of fights. I'm trying to build my career. I know it. Yeah, pick somebody from the Olympic trials. I'm like, are you kidding? I said, all right. My dad said, yo, that's it. He said, you got to leave. He said, you got to leave that gym. So I'm like, okay. I'm gymless. I'm 0-1. What am I going to do with my life? I was lost, right? So I said, okay. My first coach, the one that started me off in Jersey, I said, okay, he always was good to me. I know he got my back. He got my best interest. It's deeper than just boxing. Boom, made that phone call. I said, yo, coach, look, I'm 0-1. I'm going to dedicate everything to boxing. I just want to give it one last shot. Bam, hung up. He said, I got you. We're going to do this. Boop. I hung up. And that was the turning point in my life. That was the turning point. I left everything back behind in Jersey, moved in with my grandma, sleeping on the couch. Yeah. I had an Android. It was cracked up. Yeah. Moved there. I was just going hard with boxing. Boom. I'm like, I don't care. It's like 15-degree weather. Yeah. I don't even got gloves. I put socks on my hands. I'm running, working hard. 3 months later, we get a call to fight in Atlantic City against this guy I wanted to know, but we knew we seen him fight, so I took that. I won. I'm now 1-1. I'm like,
right now you got the energy.
I said, yeah. Good. Boom. They put me on another card in Atlantic City. I knocked the ball out 1 round. Boom. And I'm 2-1. I'm like, yeah,
it's coming together.
Yeah, it's coming together. I knew I had it in me. So boom, I fight one more time, and that's when his name Thomas Lamont, Cornflake. He signed me. Okay. And he helped my career out a lot. Okay. Got me fights. Probably got me to I want to say 5-6-1. Okay. And then I signed with RDR Promotions. Okay. And he took my career to the next level. I went from 6-1 to 14-1, fighting on Triller, fighting in Mexico, and this all from the mud, man. I was 0-1.
Right. You were 0-1 saying, I want to give this one last shot.
One last shot.
That's a different mentality than 14-1. I'm on top of the world and I'm going to be champ again.
Mind you, I didn't have I'm grateful for the little things. I didn't have a car. Now I got a car. Now I got things that I didn't have.
Right. Your life's a little bit easier.
Way easier.
And you can focus on your craft.
Yes.
Man, it's not for everybody. And it's not the easiest thing to do in life at all. To decide to dedicate your life to be a fighter. Yeah. Do you ever? I mean, you're on a great streak, so obviously you're not thinking negative. But I'm going to think negative for you. Do you think at some point you also think am I wasting a lot of time when I maybe should not be focusing on this and I should be focusing on something? Like I said, it doesn't apply to you because you're doing great. But I bet you a lot of fighters have to think that.
Nah, I'm being completely honest with you. It's plenty of times where I thought that.
Yeah.
Where I had them thoughts man, is this worth it? But then you just got to remember what God told you, and that's what I stick by. Like, I know what He brought me through already, and He proved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know what he the vision He showed me. So
I hope you don't take this
it up
offensively.
Yeah.
When you say God told you,
Yes.
what do you mean by that?
It's like,
how did you receive this message?
all right.
I am not mocking you. I swear to God, my family's religious.
Yeah.
I just always, when I hear that type of thing, I believe you, and I want to know how you felt that in order for you to commit your life to it.
It's just like, it's just something in your spirit. Like, it's just like a vision. It's just like a vision. Because, like, that's like, everybody don't have dreams, right? Some people just go to work and go to school.
Yeah.
Some people don't got that.
Yeah.
That comes from somewhere. That's instilled in you. Some people don't, you know what I mean?
Was there a specific moment that you remember asking yourself or something bigger than you, saying, you know, kind of you needing guidance, or is this the right thing to do? Show me a sign. Like, was there a moment that you remember?
Yes, it's plenty of moments. And it's like I said, I don't know. I feel like the turning point was when I made that phone call.
That switch to the other dream.
That was like, and everything after that, it just was meant to be. Like, even how me and my coach had split up the first time. Right. I was a little kid, and I moved. My family moved away to Philly, so I left my first coach. And he said he used to pray that I come back. And one day, I decide I call him, and then I go on the 14 winning streak with him. Yeah. When I had a Hall of Famer trainer in Philly.
Right. Would not your best interest.
Not the best interest. A guy who I'm his first pro. Right. That's God, bro. God brought that together. So
I do love that. I don't know when you feel like an unexplainable connection of events or things. Yeah. I really love that. I wish it happened more often, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Like sometimes the right text or something that you thought of or came up with, and then it also vibes, and that person thought the same. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh well, this was definitely gonna happen. You know. So anyway, I just love hearing.
A string connecting you. That's why it's like you came back.
That's what I'm saying. Like he told me, like he used to pray like I came back, and one day I make a phone call, and then as soon as I go back to him, I'm on a 14 winning streak. Yeah. And he never had a professional boxer before. Right. Bro.
yeah. It's meant to be for both of you.
Yes, for both. Yes, bro. Like, and it's not like we fighting scrubs. We fighting people who train with top people who in training camps are world champions. Right. All this. So yeah.
Right. It's not an accident.
Not an accident.
Wow. What's your coach's name?
Donald Clifton.
And he's Sicklerville.
Sicklerville boxing.
How are the younger fighters in there feel about you? Like, are you starting to get that they look up to you feeling?
Oh yeah, definitely. We motivate each other. You know, it's not a one-way street.
Bro, don't worry about the decoration. It's all good.
It's not a one-way street. They motivate me as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? We motivate each other.
Because that's a cool thing. I mean, you're obviously fighting for your daughter now.
Yeah.
But you're also fighting for where you come from, your family, the history there, you know.
Yeah, a lot of things.
A lot. It's a lot riding on you.
Yeah.
Don't mess this up.
No pressure. No pressure.
And if you mess this up, leave the coach. I'm just joking.
Yo.
Well, so then tell me about your experience with Triller. Like, what was question. Does the coach get that call? No, your promotion.
Yeah, my promotion. Okay. And then he refers it to us, and we decide if we're gonna take it or not. Right. But
if it makes sense for your career.
Yeah, but we wasn't turning that down.
Do you train ever with MMA fighters by any chance?
No.
Do you know if there's more cherry picking in boxing than there is in MMA? As far, and I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean like being specific with your choices so you can advance your career.
It's probably the same. I'm pretty sure it works the same way.
Yeah.
Cause you know what I'm saying, like, but I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
Do you feel that that's a smart thing that boxers need to be aware of, to be thoughtful in who they go against in the beginning of their careers?
In the beginning, for sure. Like, you got to develop just like any other thing. Like, you don't start a baby off with 2 wheels riding a bike,
right.
training wheels.
Right.
You gotta test the waters. And
But
I ain't get that luxury.
Right. They want you to have Olympic fighters.
From the rip.
I think they got to give you a chance to develop your skills, the experience, the ring time, and also the confidence.
For sure.
While at the same time giving you the right amount of challenge, right? So you get better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if it's too easy too, then they're doing you a disservice.
Exactly.
All right. So then Triller, that fight happens. What is that experience? Like, when does it start feeling big?
From the moment I got off the phone, it was big. I'm like, Triller, what? On Fat Joe card, what? I said, oh, say no more. I said, my first thought, it was weird. My first thought, I thought about singing. Like, I thought about singing on
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like,
I forgot that part. You're a singer.
Yeah.
I should have brought this up immediately. I heard your passion for singing started before boxing, though.
It did.
So before we get back to Triller, this will go really quickly back. Your family also singers?
My mom.
Your mom
used to sing in the church choir. And, yeah, I watched her.
Did you ever sing in church?
I did a couple times.
Yeah.
Solos, you know what I mean, Christmas solos. But where I really started was watching the movie The Temptations?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Really? Yeah.
That's my favorite movie. I was a young kid with an old soul.
Yeah.
I was 5.
I was gonna say that's not everybody's jam.
Bro, I was like 5 watching The Temptations, just in love with it. Like, and then I signed up for my school talent show, singing The Temptations. And I ain't look back. I just kept singing the girls. I was famous in school. Every school, I kind of like moving. Every school I went to, I'd be famous.
But you were famous because you were doing things that people saw you in, or you were singing in school and being the singer?
I was singing in school, winning talent shows. And then all the girls, oh my God.
You were that guy.
Yeah, I was
you
that
were
guy.
that guy. All right.
My grades went down dramatically after I didn't know how to handle the fame in like 2nd grade. I went from a B student to a D.
Really?
I couldn't handle the fame. They would stop me before class. I'm like, oh, I'm singing. Like,
teacher, I'm signing autographs. Relax. I'll come when I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
R&B is your jam? That's. I feel like I'm saying jam a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
R&B. Can I be honest? I can't stand R&B, but I don't think I know what R&B is. Do you know what I'm saying? The R&B that I think is R&B bores me a lot of times.
Yeah.
Dude, this is against you. This is against R&B. Give me 3 R&B people that you think are great that I should know are what represents R&B.
And Usher. If you don't like Usher, bro, you missing out.
But that's considered R&B.
Yeah.
Because I consider that like pop. Like,
well, he switched. He crossed over a couple songs. But
all right.
Usher.
I like Usher.
Let me see. Tank.
Who's Tank?
R&B singer. King of R&B, quote unquote.
Is he new?
Nah. He's been out since 2000.
Okay. All right. Who else?
Let me see who else. Chris Brown, man.
Okay.
Chris
Brown. That's who I thought
that's
of.
My
but
guy.
I like Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, yeah. My favorite singer.
Really? But Chris Brown can sing and he can dance.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say the next joke.
Ooh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. So you've turned me into an R&B fan now. No, like my wife loves that shit.
Oh, all right.
She loves that type of music, and I'm more like I like hip hop more than I like R&B.
Oh, all right.
It entertains me a little bit more. It's a little bit more aggressive, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I respect R&B, and obviously, if you're a singer, you should, because that's when you show that you are a good singer in that genre.
Yeah.
What? So was it the Triller fight that you knocked the guy out? You knocked him out, right? Where they stopped the fight?
Yeah.
And then you sang Boyz II Men?
Yeah.
That's disrespectful
Yeah.
to the man. If I get knocked out and then I hear you singing like a fucking beautiful singing like the songbird of our generation up there above me while I'm still hurt, that's not cool.
Right?
That's not cool.
Guys probably hate my guts. They hate my guts. And if
you
they
can fight
got a
and you can
girlfriend that goes to the fight,
and they like you,
they gotta get in a new relationship. I'm serious, cause like, how can you go home and then your girl look at you the same?
Right, you can't fight or sing.
Like, you probably not gonna play music no more for a couple weeks.
No, definitely not Boyz II Men.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, Boys the Men is done.
No, that's
done.
Are you from Philly? Well, you can't like them anymore. Oh my God. Our Boyz II Men is another inspiration. You like them?
Yeah, I like them.
I like Boyz II Men.
Yeah,
That's considered R&B.
Yeah.
People are gonna think I'm so stupid in this episode. No, I love Boyz II Men. I grew up listening to Boyz II Men. Anyway, so what do you like more if you had to pick one?
What do I like more?
You can only pick one. You can only be huge. Which, by the way, it's a legit question. Because you might have to choose in life what you want to be.
Yeah.
You can't be both. I mean,
honestly,
you can, but...
if I could be huge in one, dang, I don't know. I might have to.
All right, let me paint two pictures for you. Ready?
I might regret one of these.
Ready? First picture. You're touring all over the world. You go out. Just to hear you sing. You don't have to get punched in the face at all. And
dancing.
The checks will probably be a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you obviously get to where you know you're going to get to, and then the checks will be bigger, but it'll take longer to get there.
Yeah.
You'll get to make an album. You'll be charting on Spotify. The groupies, for sure, are going to be there. Just leaving all their men. You can dance too. I'm just so Chris Brown then says, "I'm passing the torch to you." There's so many things that could happen.
All right,
now that's one picture. That's one picture. Right. The other one, Mayweather's nobody. You are that guy. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know when it comes to being famous, but being famous for being like the baddest man on the planet.
Yeah.
My dad is the baddest man on the planet. All right. Anyway, that's it. I painted two pictures. You pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the singing. Hey, boxing, I love you, but singing might take over one day.
So, how much effort do you put into singing these days? Just for fun?
Yeah, I gotta pick it up.
Yeah.
But
you gotta start doing some
But
shows.
boxing is like opening doors for my singing.
Well, that's true. Like, smart.
My first televised fight, I sung. Bam.
You do the anthem?
It came around.
Also?
And I do the national anthem at fights. So
you're like, give me all the checks.
Yeah.
Pay me for those.
So it came around full circle. Like I thought about it in my head. Like, okay, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna start singing. And it's happening.
And the only other person who does it is Tyson Fury, and he can't sing.
Yeah.
So you got this.
I got this.
You got this.
I got this.
If I were your manager, I would talk to Triller and say, his next fight, he's performing and fighting on the same night.
Right.
Not like in the ring. You're performing. You're gonna collaborate with Fat Joe, whoever is the next artist. You know what I mean?
Right. That'd be tough.
I mean, you know the eyeballs that would get.
Thank you. Right. For real, smart. So Triller, you heard him. Let's get it.
I just come up with all these wonderful free ideas for everybody.
I say Triller is definitely then the spot to be.
Nah, seriously, like it really is.
For somebody like you who appreciates those two things.
Yeah.
Triller is the place. Now, the Triller owner is the one that did the triad thing, right? The triad fighting combat?
I'm not.
What's his name?
Kavanaugh.
Like a redhead guy or like a blondish guy?
Yeah, I'm lost.
You don't know who I'm talking about? All right. So the owner of Triller, I want to say, I could be making this up, also recently did a thing called Triad, which was a triangle ring.
Really?
Where they put boxers against MMA guys.
What?
Yeah, Shannon Briggs was the coach.
I never heard of it.
It was a week ago.
Oh, snap.
And Metallica was the band that performed. So it was all this combination of music, whatever. But anyway, I wanted to know if you knew the owner of Triller by any chance, because I have a lot of questions about that guy.
Oh, right, nah.
He's interesting. He's unique. But anyway, so who performed at your Triller? Fat Joe?
Yeah, Fat Joe, Ashanti.
Ashanti came
and
back.
Ja Rule.
Oh.
Yeah, I called out Ashanti. I sung to her.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's who I dedicated my song to.
Oh, I think I heard this. Yeah. Or I read
she didn't say nothing to me yet.
No?
It's
coming.
Every fight.
It's coming.
Like, yo,
every fight?
Every fight.
Do you like Ashanti because of back in the day? Ashanti? She doesn't do anything anymore, right? Day. She was the best back in the day.
Growing up, I liked her. So
that was definitely like early 2000s mix. Fat Joe, Ja Rule, and Ashanti. Damn.
Yeah.
Fat Joe looks interesting these days, huh?
Yeah.
What's going on with that beard? He paints that thing off?
I don't know, man.
I'm being serious. I like Fat Joe. I think he paints his beard now.
Maybe.
I think it's too perfect. So what's next, man? Do you have a fight lined up?
I don't have a fight lined up right now. I'm just staying in the gym, staying ready. So when we do get that call, we're gonna be ready. I'm trying to book some photo shoots, get on my singing some more, you know, in the meantime, and being a great dad. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's good that you have that to fall back on too. Like, meaning, like, you can dedicate your extra time also to that while you're waiting for a fight. So, like, you can balance out you're always busy.
Yeah, so I'm
that's
not,
a good thing to do.
not just waiting.
Yeah. I like that. You want to sing us a song?
For sure.
Is that awkward or no? When you can sing, when do you realize you can sing? I just asked this question out loud and nobody answered me in my car with my family. But we were listening to somebody who was a great singer. Actually, do you know who Teddy Swims is?
Yeah, I do.
Yo, that kid can sing.
Yeah.
You like him? No?
I don't know how I feel about Teddy Swims.
I just discovered him like 2 weeks ago, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I ain't gonna even.
No, you don't like it?
I ain't gonna even touch on the subject.
Why? What's wrong? I should know this. What should I know about Teddy?
It's nothing deep, but it's like my baby mom like him, and
sorry, dude. Why would I have brought that name up of all names? My bad. I just fucking learned who the guy is and I bring it up. God damn. Dude, I apologize. He sucks. So anyway, we were listening to somebody much better than him in the car, and I asked, I wonder at what age and how you know you have the ability to sing. Because any other ability, it's kind of obvious, right? Like, you can draw, I can draw. I knew that I was better than everybody else drawing.
I think it's,
how about singing?
I think it's really how people respond to you. Like, I think my confidence really came from my dad and my mom, because every time I would sing around the house, they would be like, yo, this boy is a star. Like, this guy is a star. So every cookout, they was bragging to me, to my aunts. Like, go sing, go perform for your aunt.
So you had cheerleaders. So you knew, okay, all right.
Go perform for your aunt. And I sing, and they'd be like, oh, like, so they built me up. So, yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, some people think they can sing because of the same reason.
Right.
And they really can't.
So I tell my kids all the time, I'm like, ooh, you're terrible at singing, but we love you. I say it all the time. Real. Okay. I say it all the time. And we laugh about it. Like, they don't take it to heart because we sing in the car and they think we're terrible as well. Mm-hmm. So, you know. All right. So I always wanted to know that's the answer. So when everybody's pushing you, you know something's going on.
Yeah.
Hit me with something, man.
All right. Let's see what I'm saying. It's only right that I sing a Temptation song because that's who got me started.
I love it. Love it. Do we need to do anything?
What?
Do we need to do anything?
Nah, y'all just sit back, listen, and
Gabby.
enjoy.
Gabby, get ready.
Ready. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? My girl. Talking about my girl, my girl. Ooh.
You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Gabby, you let me out to dry. I thought you were going to join in on this.
You know, it was too nice. I wasn't going to.
Oh, now I got to edit this and cut myself out. Can you hit me with Boyz II Men, though? Because I love that song.
All right. We belong together. And I know that I'm right. Why do you play with my mind? Why do you play with my mind? Said we be forever. Said we never die. How could you love me and leave me and never say goodbye? And I can't sleep at night without holding you tight. Girl, each time I try, I just break down and cry. Pain in my head, oh, I'd rather be dead. Spinning around and around, although we go to the end of the road.
She's laughing at me.
Still I can't let it go. It's so natural. You belong to me. I belong to you. Yeah.
I promise I wasn't, no disrespect of me jumping in there. I just had to because I like it. Your daughter had very different reactions between you and me. When I tried to sing, she looked at me and laughed. I swear to God, she did.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's hilarious. Dude, man, you're fucking gifted.
Thank you, bro.
You got talent. That's good.
Just
I love that.
Take it to the top.
Well, that'll be the first thing we clip. Do you mind if I keep myself in there, or do you want me to remove myself?
Nah, keep staying there, bro. You killed it.
You don't have to mock me. What do we? All right, as we're almost done. Fighters right now. Who's your guy? Like, who do you like to watch? Boxer wise.
I like Gervonta Davis. I like Brian Garcia, Devin Haney, because I'm gonna fight them. So yeah, I'm studying them guys.
Tank just fought. What did you think?
I think he looked sharp. I think he hurt his hand though.
Yeah.
So he couldn't really put on the best performance.
Yeah.
But I got something for Tank.
Yeah.
Nah, for real. Like
Ooh.
all jokes aside.
Ooh. And Haney decision win.
I beat up Haney.
Ryan Garcia.
Jokes. I want to fight Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
It'd be a good fight, but
he's got fast hands.
I think I'd knock him out.
I don't doubt that.
I think so.
I thought it was at least good to see him get dropped in that fight and then get up and continue to fight because he was tested.
Yeah, he got hurt.
You know, and it was cool to see that he got his composure and.
Yeah, I like Brian Garcia.
Also killing it in like the social media outside of the like.
That's how I'm trying.
You have to, dude.
I'm trying.
You have to. You have to. It's a huge part of it. And I forget who it was that was on the. Who was it? It was Haney. I think it was Ryan Garcia. It was a couple people, and they were like, "Well, Instagram numbers don't lie." You know what I mean? Like the popularity does make a difference with. It
definitely does. Like,
yeah.
That's. Yeah.
Well, so is that your call out? Is that who you want to get to? That's the angle, right? That's
yeah.
How many fights does it take to get there?
I say like 20 wins, 20-1. So I'm like 5 fights.
You're like 5 fights away.
I'm like 5 fights away.
That's exciting.
That's around the corner.
5 fights away is in 2 years?
As in, it might be 2022.
What do you mean? 5 fights in 2 years? In 1 year?
I fought 7 times this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're finishing. You know, like if you're going to battle for 12 rounds, it's a different story for whatever.
Yeah, I've been knocking them out.
Yeah, so that
I'm
makes it a
gonna do
little
the same
easier.
thing to Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna do the same thing to Ryan Garcia.
We got that on that camera.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can we
I
tag the crap
I
out
speak
of
words into existence, bro, and my words come to life. So,
Gabby, I won't even prompt you. Tell him a little something about this show.
Oh, so we actually are very efficient in making matchups come true. We have a record. We have a positive winning record.
Well, we have a perfect record.
Yeah.
for real.
Every
Wow.
fight that we've discussed on this show, I swear, has come. Like even
Stop
ones that you
playing.
were like
Stop. Word up.
in MMA, but
that's tough.
no joke. Like, so I don't know if you know who Chris Dawkins is. He's a Philly MMA guy,
Okay.
heavyweight. He fights in the UFC. He's about. You know who Derek Lewis is?
Nah.
You don't know who Derek Lewis, the Beast?
I don't really know.
But he's crossed into like pop culture. He's hilarious. He does all these "he's okay" memes. Never seen those either? Oh, come on. All right. Anyway, we brought up that fight.
Yeah.
At that time, far-fetched because the guy was like fighting champions, actually fighting for the belt, and he was just 4 fights in the UFC. The fight happens not this weekend, next weekend.
Oh, that's tough.
As a main event pay-per-view. I mean,
Wow.
not pay-per-view, as a main event. Yeah, fight night for the UFC.
Wow.
Blanchfield, who's a girl who, how many fights does she have in the UFC? 2?
Yeah, she's pretty new.
She called out one of the most popular girls, and within a couple weeks, I had to message her. I'm like, "Did you just get the fight?" She said, "Yeah." I'm like, "I told you."
What?
It's weird, but I told you, bro. Every single fight, at every level,
Brady,
Oh, all right.
yes.
So you're saying within a year. All right, cool. I bet.
Within a year. Yup.
So
Speak it. It becomes
Speak
true.
it. Yeah. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
I don't. Yeah, you're not gonna be my first loss. So you gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Garcia is gonna be great for you.
It will be.
Then you can sing across the world and fight.
It will be.
That boy has some popularity, man. Awesome. Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. Any thoughts on that?
Jake Paul is going to like demolish him this time because he was preparing. I don't know what Tyron Woodley was doing. You feel me? He got like 2 weeks to get ready now.
Yeah.
So I can't believe Tommy Fury pulled out.
What is that?
Bruh,
that's such a bad look.
That got me mad. That got me pissed off.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah, me too. That would have been like that. Well, that's the fight to see to really kind of what are we doing here, right? Like that would have helped us out.
It really would.
But I think it's a terrible look to pull out.
It is.
You know, with your family, like your name,
talking and all that.
And then that makes Woodley look even better for jumping in last minute. Did you hear? I still believe Jake Paul beats him again, but Woodley is gonna have a $500,000 contract to knock him out.
Yeah.
And I think that came about because everybody said that he was told under contract that he couldn't knock out Jake Paul in the first fight.
Right.
You believe that?
No, I think it just played out how it played out.
Yeah.
And, you know, people just make whatever out of something.
And you think that $500,000 thing is real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And you think that actually helps him, or does that get Tyron Woodley in more trouble? Puts him into danger?
Nah.
Doesn't matter either way.
Yeah, it's a fight is the fight, and I feel like what's gonna happen is what's gonna happen.
Okay. I would just go a little harder for $500,000. Yeah. I'm just saying, because everybody said he was a little. He held his punches a bit, Woodley. So I would think that would encourage more action, but I don't know. Believe it or not, I had Woodley kind of doing good in that fight, but I don't know what I'm talking about ever. So everybody always makes fun of me. So.
No, I don't know anything either, and I just that one where he
almost went to the ropes. Yeah, I seen that.
And then he just backed off, and I said, Woodley, that's not when you back off.
Yeah.
He could have definitely did more the first fight. It do look like he was holding back. But like, maybe that's just how he fight. You know, certain people just don't let their hands go.
Yeah. Well, in the UFC towards the end, that was his problem. He was such a dominant fighter for a long time, and then he just couldn't do it. Like it was almost like something was holding him back. So it doesn't shock me that he did it in boxing. But anyway, can't believe now conversations about Jake Paul are no longer jokes. Now we're actually talking and breaking down his fights. Isn't that crazy? He's a native Puerto Rican guy now, so now I got to support him all the way.
Native Puerto Rican.
He is. Even my dad texted me. He's like, "What's the white Puerto Rican guys?" Yeah, and I'm like, they live where we have a house in Puerto Rico, so now they're like,
yeah, I seen that.
Now we gotta love them. Anyway, brother, thanks for coming on the show, man.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
I don't doubt the Ryan Garcia thing, and it's just a couple fights away, and we're gonna continue to support you throughout. So this is your home anytime with your daughter.
Appreciate it.
We're happy to have her here. She's killed it. She's been great.
Yeah, she's gonna be a star.
I bet.
She's gonna be a star.
She's got starness in the blood. All right, that's a wrap, guys. Subscribe, watch, like, share, please.